Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome to the Psychic Academy. And today's class we're going to be looking more deeply into, again, automatic writing, personal channel messages, communication with guides. So we're basically going to be just kind of working around the group today and just having everybody work together and finding out what kind of energies they may detect around other people. So it's kind of a mediumship training in that particular way. And then we're going to move on to more demonstration readings. So we'll have partners to come together and doing some more demonstration readings. Not like what we did yesterday with Down the Line. That was just kind of a rare thing. Today is mostly just going to be partner readings and looking into some more depth altogether that way. Okay, so why don't we go ahead now and get ourselves into a nice, relaxed, comfortable posture, making sure our body is free of points of strain. Go ahead now and close our eyes. And taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And in through the nose and out to the mouth. Once again, breathing in through the nose and out to the mouth. Just bringing your hands to Namaste prayer posture. Placing your thumbs against your heart. Just being able to connect to your heart space now. Feeling the energies, the rhythm, the essence of the heart as you are now centering yourself directly into your being. Just letting everything go, feeling this energy of peace and tranquility here and now. And just be with your heart in this moment. Just be the purity of complete and total awareness. Just let yourself sink deeper and deeper into this feeling. And just feeling your heart now beginning to expand, growing wider, and growing more in illumination. And you feel that the heart now in its illumination is bringing you closer and closer to the connection to all things, to the connection to creation. So just feel that heart growing, widening itself, and expanding itself with immense light. And just sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to yourself and to all others within creation, with love and appreciation to you. Namaste. Okay, we can now come back into the present moment. Feel free to open your eyes. Wiggle your hands up, wiggle your feet up if you need to. Okay, and now we're going to move on to our morning affirmations. So I'll go ahead and start, and then I'll follow up with Celissa, leading all the way down to Anne. So for my affirmation this morning, I realize I'm still not fully awake yet, still feeling that there's some wandering thoughts happening as well. But again, all part of just being able to realize my current state of being so that I can align it together in a harmonious equilibrium and bring myself into a balance to where my actions are in alignment with my thoughts. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to Celissa.
I acknowledge I've been too hard on myself, so I let all that go, and so I can smile more and just be a bit more free of myself.
Very good. Thank you. All right, let's move on to Sergey.
I acknowledge that pretty often I wonder a lot, and I realize that when I ground myself, it helps me to see the world in a more neutral state, and it helps me a lot. So.
Great. Excellent. Thank you. All right, let's move on to Cliff.
I acknowledge that I'm currently not doing the things that I prefer to be doing, and I realize that I'm taking the steps to get there.
Good. Excellent. Thank you, Cliff. All right, and moving on to Idiot.
I realize that sometimes when I work in my garden, I want my plants to grow really fast, and I acknowledge that I have to see more the process to learn and to enjoy more the nature and to understand more and to know what it have to reflect about myself.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, moving on to Anne.
I affirm that I get depressed, anxious, and annoyed when I feel like I've wasted a lot of time moving in a particular direction, only to have to come back again and start slightly differently. But I understand that depression is really compression, taking me down and inside to allow me to tune in to higher guidance and get in touch with what's really important and realign so that I'm not striking out on a whim. I'm actually following guidance, which I don't always follow when I'm just running flat out.
Yeah, I know that feeling as well, too. Thank you very much, Anne. Very good. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to, again, water affirmation. So just feel free to pick up your glasses of water and a positive, powerful affirmation that you want to place within the glass, within the water itself. When you're ready, go ahead and you may begin. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to today's forum. So what we're going to be talking about now is just, again, more on automatic writing and personal channeled messages. Then we'll be, again, looking into communication with guides, and then be doing some demonstration readings. So again, as you guys heard about yesterday, just relating to automatic writing or inspirational writing, it is in that sense a very simple process. But we're just going to continue more of that today. We're going to be doing a little bit more exercises as well too. And this would basically be a 3-question exercise as well. You're actually just going to ask 3 questions. One of those particular questions may just be, is there anything right now that I should know, right? Just being able to create any particular 3 questions that you like. I know that people have burning questions, and it really is just more for yourself. And it's always up to you if you decide you want to share that publicly. But if you just feel that these are a couple questions just for you personally, this is definitely your opportunity to do that. So again, with automatic writing, it really is just being able to, again, being open, being trusting, and being able to interpret that information. So once you have the question down, one of the things that can also assist is if you have the question right here, you're just basically tapping into that energy. You know, sometimes you can just warm up your palm chakras, you can place your palm on there, and just being able to really feel that question before you're able to generate a response. So that's something that can help as well. Don't be afraid to physically touch whatever the subject of the question is with the hands, or just being able to really connect with that, actually connect a chakra center. that is in representation to the question. Maybe if it's something to do with health, accord, or being, maybe that's the best thing to do with solar plexus, etc. Okay, 1 minute, guys. I just think we got a beat there. Okay, I think Alan's trying to contact me. Okay. Okay. Sorry, somebody's trying to beat me. I'm just trying to figure it
They keep saying Autumn's trying to get in, but she doesn't have the invitation.
out. Yeah, it's at a center one. Okay, let's be 1 second. Okay, I just need to go back to
She can try accessing directly from the Psychic Academy Google Hangout.
It's okay. I've already sent her the link, so hopefully she should be able to come in. Okay, guys, just need to get back on track to what I was saying. Get the download flowing. So basically, again, with the automatic writing, yes, being able to utilize the touch, but also being able to chord, again, like a chakra center. Again, if it's something to do with your well-being, that may be something you may want to chord together with the solar plexus. Being able to imagine this yellow ray of light, this yellow cord, it's actually fusing together with the question itself, and being able to receive information in that way. You can be very, very creative to how this information needs to come through. Okay, so let's see if we can just spend about 2 minutes or so writing down approximately 3 questions, maybe even be less than 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half or so. Just writing down 3 questions that you want to ponder right now, and then giving you guys about 5 minutes afterwards to create information pertaining to those 3 questions. Okay, so when you guys are ready, go ahead and take it away. I'll see if I can help along out here. You have another 30 seconds, guys. Come back to it. Okay, guys, so we'll come back to it now. So as you guys have your 3 particular questions now you can go ahead and, in your own way, be able to tap into those questions, just like you did yesterday, and being able to receive a response. So I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes here just to provide some insight pertaining to those questions that you've written down. So go ahead and begin when you're ready. So 2 more minutes. Just another minute to go. Okay, guys, so we're going back to center. Autumn, welcome.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Not sure what was going on there.
Yeah, I was sending you about 3 invites, so as long as one of them got through.
Okay.
Like, okay, it's something with a computer, maybe. Okay, but anyways, good to hear. So probably what we're doing right now is we're just writing down some personal questions for channel messages. You can always do this after class if you want. You can just review the recording, and you can do it at that time as well.
I was following along, Brad, so I'm caught up.
Okay, great, good stuff. All right, so why don't we just kind of go around the circle right now, and again, if you guys want to share anything, you're more than welcome to. I just basically ask how did it go, and you guys can just kind of take it from there. So let's, how did it go?
It's fine. My questions were interlinked, so I asked about the next steps, about guides and direction, so it's all together. I can share it, it doesn't matter. There is still more alignment to do before next downloads for new moon period. Grid will be in place for that timing. Guides are in transition. Your 3 helper guides have been retired. What else is new? So that a midway, I go through guides like apparently, so that a midwayer can be in link with 2 more interdimensional anchors as well as a few various console members. This for your next steps is for you to focus on better energy flux and grounding in order to better serve as a connector and vessel for what is to come. Also important for me to be in joy.
Good, excellent. Yeah, it's kind of what I was feeling yesterday, some council members that were coming through.
I have yeah, there's 5 groups of that I'm aware of, so.
Oh yeah, Mercury and Saturn, so those 2 of them.
That's 2, those are the 2 that were not clear enough. And the 3rd one is still far, but the other 2 I was more aware of. They're more, yeah.
Yeah, there's a connection with the Confederation of planets that works together too. That's the raw energy, the energy of raw, that works together with the Council of Saturn. So.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. All right, let's move on to Sergey. Sergey, how did it go?
It went fine. In the beginning, I was kind of trying to see like exactly how to perform the reading. I tried to like see what comes to my mind, and I got a vision, and I described that. And another way was just kind of write what comes to mind. So combine 2 approaches. So one of my questions was, is there anything I should do right now? And what I got was, you should go out in nature and drink more water. Forest talks and has healing properties. And another question I had was, what's my primary spirit guide? And I got this name, Abricus, something like that. And so, and I just kind of see, okay, so how does that energy look like? And I got a kind of a vision of a like Christian saint type figure, like you see on the pictures in churches, and I like, okay, so how does that energy look like? And it's yellow golden that shines brightly. It's healing and nourishing, and it splashes water.
Okay.
So
was it a male energy or is it a female?
It's a male energy. It was a male energy.
Okay, very good. that would make sense to me. So it feels like you have Angelica that represents your feminine, and you have this which represents your masculine. So that's pretty good. Good timing.
Yeah, and another, my last question was, do I have any spirit guides around me right now? And I got a vision of a kind of a skinny Buddhist monk type, like figure getting like water in a jar from the river. So
Okay.
on the left.
Okay. That's representing a very humble guide, getting I have like a big raccoon in my backyard right now. It's so funny. As soon as you guys are talking, I'm like seeing this big raccoon. He's right over here now. It's a big guy. Alex skittering around. How's it going, guys? That's great.
Spirit guide.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as you were talking, like I was asking Sergey, how's it going? So that's yeah. All right, maybe that's Sergey himself. Maybe that's him just kind of sneaking around.
Yeah. It's my holographic body, just projected that quickly.
But no, that's a good sign in regards to the monk, the Buddhist monk. Fetching water in that sense, that represents the accumulation of new knowledge. So basically helping you in that sense to discover new knowledge within yourself, getting that fresh pail of water, so to speak. Very good. All right, thank you, Sergey. So let's move on now to Khalil. Khalil, how did it go?
Oh, let's see. It went well. So I had 3 questions. One of them was how do my forms of channeling compare regarding what I gravitate toward? And I am a natural automatic writing channeler. I've done this for years and didn't have a name for it. I'm also a natural verbal channeler regarding communicating with my higher self. Language comes easily. When I get into drawing pictures, that will also come naturally. And I will see that I had done this as a child. Another one is, what about music? Just as a brief history, I had really shunned away music for a while just so I could learn more stuff. Spend all the time I would have spent listening to music, learning stuff instead. So maybe a couple of months ago, I brought it back and I really enjoyed it. So anyway, what about music? I would benefit by listening and learning more about music at a rate that I enjoy. It will be a hobby, not a career path. I will continue to learn the keyboard and enjoy being creative in my own way, having fun. I will share my creations with those around me that are interested, like my family and friends. And then, for the last question, what about my hybrid children? I do have them. They're happy and of varying ages. They're mainly aboard ships. They know about me. They have multiple parents and lots of family that loves them, including me. There are boys for sure. I was picking up male energy. And then I communicate with all of them already. And that's the 3.
Wow, that's great. It's a lot of information. Very good. Well done. All right, so it does feel like the channeling is starting to come through very naturally. So that's very good. Just something more to experiment on, especially with you and Willany, very connected to that level. Just being able to work together with each other and see where the station, being able to expand a lot further on that. Willany was asking me yesterday in regards to cemetery clearing as well too, about environmental clearing as well. So I'll probably talk about that next week once we go into the Akashic records. I'll also be looking more into environmental clearing as well, as that is a big topic. So we will be discussing that a lot further. But thank you, Khalil. Very well done.
Thanks.
All right, so let's go ahead now and move on to David. And David, how did it go?
It's going pretty well. I asked, my first question was about a session that tomorrow I will have. Familiar of one of my friends asked for me to a healing session. So I asked my higher self, how can I do my first session? So they tell me, let the flow of the universe guide you every moment. You can have a plan, but let the flow of the universe take care of it, and it will be transformed in a more fun experience full of surprises. Just act in the moment. That was my first question. My first answer, sorry. My second question was about motivation. How can I be more motivated every time, and how can I transcend the procrastination? So first, do not judge the moments that you don't have the motivations. Those moments serve you in unimaginable ways, and when you accept your lack of motivation, you will be experience a new feeling. Then do healthy things, move more your body, do exercise, and as you know, focus on what you prefer, and it will give you the awareness of the motivation that have been always with you. And my third question was about how can I have more memory in my astral planes, in my dream planes. So they tell me, remember more of your daily life, do the diary, and see is as unequal as your dream plane, see your reality as your dream plane in the best possible way. Act like if you were in a lucid dream always, and do reality checks around your neighborhood, like putting totems in different parts near to my house and going there, and it will help me really a lot, and I just received that.
Very
Really
good.
helped me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of information. Very good. And again, you just have that natural connection to go really deep and get that information. So, very well done. Thank you. All right, Autumn, so I mentioned that you had that you were doing this exercise when you were off of the chat. So, did you want to share anything you got?
Sure, yeah. I went ahead and went with your general question, Brad, to start. Is there anything I need to know?
Okay.
And I received that I am greatly loved, and I think they tried to speak in my science language, which is to not diagnose people for not behaving in a certain way in regards to love, but you know the behaviors themselves are the diagnosis that I try to put on them. So the second question I asked was, is there anything that the kids that I primarily work with want me to know or share? Most of the kids I work with are nonverbal or have real difficulty expressing what they need other people to know. And with one of them, it was very general. I have fun with you. I'm very grateful that you come and see me. Very nice. The other one, I was surprised. They said something a little bit more interesting, which was that they do hit because they need attention, and that they also have a little fear of not being a good child or loved because their family shows love in a very different way. And I was a little surprised by that. This is their family seems very loving in nature, so.
And it's kind of like a frustration. If you don't know how to communicate, sometimes you have to go into the violent state. Right?
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
no one can understand you, you get frustrated. You may start hitting things, and you may start hitting people as well too.
Right.
So, yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what they said.
That's good. It's very true as well too. My daughter was like that as well too when she was younger. She couldn't really express herself too well, so it was like she'd do this, she'd go like this, and then that, like that, all the time. Even when she just wanted things like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I want that toy then. But she'd go around the table and she'd start stealing other people's food rather than her own. So have her food on the table, and then she'd be like, "Oh no, yours is good." Just shoving it down her throat. So it's the fun time, yeah. The lovely kid. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Autumn. So let's go ahead now and move on to Anne. Anne, how did it go?
Okay, it went fine. The first two questions were interrelated. Since I had the lady tell me that Archangel Michael was behind me trying to chisel through my crown chakra, my question was, how do I open my crown chakra more to receive clearer guidance? And how do I connect to the ones wanting to channel through me? How do I adjust the frequencies or get to the frequency they need to contact me? And I got to open the crown, put your attention and focus your attention on it. Feel it tingle, feel the unfurling like fern fronds opening, kind of uncurling. Fern fronds start out all curled up in the center and they slowly unravel to long fronds. curling out like tentacles, moving out and away, and imagine that each tentacle is a bandwidth, reaching, searching to pick up a frequency like an antenna. When one of the, in quote, 1,000, as in 1,000-petal lotus, wires, whatever, fern, fronds, connects, you may hear or get a small amount of info, even static, but then you can direct the other tentacles that way to start tuning in as well, as if each is a single strand of copper wire but becomes multi-stranded and wrapping around each other. It will amplify the frequency and the transmission will become clearer until you will be fully tuned into it and aligned with the frequency being transmitted.
Wow, very good. That's a very good description as well, too. So,
is it? Well, that's just kind of what showed up. That took most of the time, but the last question was, still regarding my salt spa, which I know is out there, but I'm just looking at different ways to bring it in, and I was wondering, is crowdfunding or fundraising a good option to look at? I do have a lot of friends. I used to do a lot of fundraising too for the opera guilds and all that, so I could put people together and start this, and I do want to give free sessions to children with cystic fibrosis because it's very beneficial. So I got, yes, crowdfunding maybe, but more for the just getting the word out, but the galas, getting friends who do this involved, it could take on a momentum that actually would be even hard to stop once it got rolling. That's about all I got before you told us to stop.
Okay. Well, you can always go back deeper into that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just want to basically kind of take a look at, brief insight pertaining to each question. But if you do feel that there's a lot more that's coming through, then by all means feel free to continue, because that flow will continue. It's just if you feel that there's a moment to stop, that flow is still waiting for you. So there's still that information that's still there. So throughout the class, if you want to get back into that question, and just say, oh, can we continue where we left off? Yep, here we go. Here's more of the information. So it's never really lost. Mm-hmm. But what we really want to do is just have these 3 basic question response. And again, your guys' responses were very large. That's very good. So again, that's you guys are pros, right? I don't think I need to teach you guys anymore.
Well, the thing is with all of this, these things you can sit and do, and we probably have done. I know I have. I'll think of somebody or see somebody, start getting images or things, but you always think it's your imagination. You never put any stock in it. So when you start working with someone like you or Adronis, giving us guidance and feedback, you start trusting, and all the exercises we're doing actually is just, really helping us to focus on it and see that stuff is coming out.
Exactly, yeah. Here's the door, guys. Just got to go open it. That's it. That's all I'm basically showing you guys, is showing you how to open your own door. It's kind of like that little scene from The Matrix. I can only show you the door. You have to walk through it, right? And that's what you're all doing. I'm just being able to show you guys the doors. You're pushing it open. You're kicking it open, etc., right? And you're being able to move in that particular level. It's when you really know that this is real. A lot of this stuff that you have considered in the past is imagination, or maybe just airy-fairy nonsense. And now you're starting to see it open up, and now you're starting to see the value that's starting to come in. And that's it. As long as you know that you give your imagination great value, and you know that it's a tool, and it's working together with you as an ally, then all of this is going to be so simple. That's it. This is how reality truly is. It's a world that we're seeing right now that we never thought exists. And so we have our guides that are working together with us. We have our abilities to channel these guides. We have abilities to connect with our extensions of consciousness. We can see ourselves in every single person, place, event, and thing. It's amazing. It's an amazing new world. I could never imagine the world as it is, 7 years ago before doing this, and now seeing this unfold. It's like so natural to me. Yeah. Earth is a magical place. That's what it is. We have elemental beings. We have extraterrestrials that are working together with us. We're quarantined. We have our connection to our spirit guides. We're able to channel. All of this is just, to me, second nature. And now it's just starting to move more into that alignment. This is probably why people have had a bit of a challenge trying to get me. It's like, what? You channel extraterrestrials for a living? Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So that can be one of the big things to try and talk to a person who's still used to the old world, so to speak. But again, it's just being able to show you guys a door and walking through it. And it looks like you guys are doing that really, really well. All right. So thank you again, everybody, for sharing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look into communication with guides. So this will be kind of voluntary, where we're going to be utilizing the group energy here to assist people with their spirit guides. Now, if anybody wants to volunteer in saying, "Who's my spirit guide?" Okay. Does anybody want to volunteer with that?
Sure.
Cool. Okay. So asking just who your spirit guides are. Okay. So why don't we all just tune into Khalil right now? And all I want you to do is just to feel the energy around him, and just being able to talk to that energy. Is there any particular forms of guides within the energy of Khalil's field that would like to present themselves? Okay. So let's just tap into Khalil's energy right now. If you guys need to, you can click on his square, and you can make him full screen if you want to get more of that energy coming together. But let's just tap into Khalil's energy right now and just ask what guides may be present around him. If anybody has anything to share, feel free.
I have something to share.
Go ahead, Dave.
I feel like you have around you a guide from Egypt, from the ancient Egypt. Is an alchemist, and I saw it's like a white turban covering his head, and he's telling me that he works with you in aligning your second chakra and your fifth chakra, because you are gaining more awareness of your capabilities to channel and to develop your clarity abilities, your psychic abilities. So I feel he's working along with you in that area.
Okay, great, excellent.
Oh, thank you.
What I was also sensing for you is either like a father or a grandfatherly type of energy. Kind of a guy in a business suit, kind of short hair. It's kind of an older man. I'd say well within about 60s, 70s, 80s, around there. But kind of like a fatherly or grandfatherly energy. So I'm not too sure if your father or grandfather has passed, but it feels like a lot of their energy, representing one of those particular beings, or perhaps even both, are contained in your field as well. So it feels like there's a fatherly energy that's working together, but kind of like a guy in a business suit. I'm getting the feeling. Kind of wears glasses, I think, and kind of short hair.
That sounds more like the grandfather on my dad's side.
That might be
grandfather's side. So.
Yeah, he's just very, very happy with you. He's just smiling, giving you a lot of support, so letting you know that everything's okay where he is, and he's watching over you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, anybody else do anything for Khalil?
Well, I did. I saw, actually I didn't see, but I felt a man standing behind him in a darker suit. All I could see was from the shoulders down, because he was up above Khalil. But the first thing I actually saw was Tinkerbell, and I have a Tinkerbell, and I don't know if this is the same one, but she was zapping his heart chakra, like throwing little sprinkles in. She kept turning around and winking at me while she was doing it, though, so I don't know if it was my Tinkerbell going over to share with him or what. And then I saw a dolphin swimming around him, around the heart level, too. And again, I work with dolphin energy, so I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's his or mine, or I'm sharing, or he's got some himself.
Well, that may be something for Khalil to tune into, and maybe if that's something, if there's a Tinkerbell energy that you feel, Khalil, then maybe that's something that is for you as well. But it is very possible that our guides can actually work together with another compatible person, because they are of the same energetic stream. So basically what happens is that, this is what happens with Dronos as well too. He can work very personally with you guys, because if you guys are on the same stream of consciousness with him, on the same vibrational level, he can actually appear before you, and he can actually start communicating as well. So our guides have the capability of doing that as well, as long as there's compatibility. It's kind of like looking at a tube where that forms, and just being able to travel between that tube, between two people, because they're just compatible in regards to that type of energy. So it might just be there in regards to functioning as a liaison in certain ways to introduce other particular guides and mediators that may come through energetically.
Okay.
So Khalil, if you want to explore that, yeah, by all means, feel free. So you have the guy from Egypt, the alchemist, you have, I think, a grandfather energy, and of course, Tinkerbell.
And you also have Archangel Zadkiel working with you.
Okay. Yeah. Did you want to write that down? Did you want to write that down in the group chat there? So let's just in case he doesn't know to spell it. I don't think I do.
Zadkiel.
Yeah. If you want to, just type that into the chat. That way we can just kind of.
Oh, in the chat.
In the group chat.
Assuming I can find the button.
Yeah, it's right on the bottom right-hand corner. It says enter chat message.
Got it. Okay. Archangel Zad. It's to free up your restrictive logic reasoning for some of the. I don't know. It's hard to explain that. Yeah. All right. And I think I just enter it.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. Zadkiel. His nickname in the inner circles is Zaddy, so you call him Zaddy. He's a special kind of archangel. He's very matter of fact, but he's also fair and just. You also have a hooded female in the background. She'll come forward when it's time. It's not time yet, but she's there. You'll sense her soon. That's all I can tell you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so clearly you have a lot to explore there. So there you go. And if by chance you forget anything, you can just come back to the recording and help you out with that. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Anybody else would like to volunteer? I think Sergey had your hand up just after Cleo volunteered.
Yeah, I mean, what I saw, kind of a similar thing, kind of a male figure in a suit behind you, and also saw like heart chakra kind of open and spinning, so that's what I got.
What I was actually going to ask you, Sergey, were you looking at a guide reading for yourself? So.
For me, okay. I thought you asked for.
That's good.
I'd like to have a reading for myself. There.
That's good. That's very good. Cleo, sorry, did you have something to add?
Oh, I just said thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah. So again, that's the prominent figure that I feel is this grandfather energy behind you. That would be the strongest. So I feel that again, he's representing your inner circle. It's kind of like we're looking at guides, like we look at rings from a tree trunk. Is that we're seeing all these different rings. This thing's dying. But basically, we have all these different rings here, and this represents the circle of relationship pertaining to guides. So we have our inner circle, which often represents family or very close friends, people who we have in the physical. Then we have other people that are somewhat physical that may be outside of that influence, perhaps people who are like acquaintances, etc. Some people who are still in that sense may also be wanderers, which represent wandering spirits that have passed the plane that may still be in the astral realms. Then, of course, we have celestial contacts, which may be extraterrestrial, parallel selves, etc. And then, of course, we have the lighter outer circle, which represents, kind of higher ethereal energies, archangelic consciousness, God consciousness, etc. So they're all just basically different rings about how we associate together with these different types of guides, mediators, and connections to extensions of ourselves. So that's basically how the bullseye effect kind of represents itself there. Okay, great. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to Sergey. So Sergey is asking for any particular information relating to spirit guides. So let's tap into Sergey's energy now and just feel if there's any energy that would like to be shared pertaining to spirit guide energy. And if anybody gets anything, feel free to share. I'm still feeling angelica around you. So that's what I'm getting for you.
I keep seeing a bear running through. Maybe he has a bear as a totem.
Okay, yeah. Maybe saying that raccoon again. So maybe it's a raccoon too.
Maybe so. It's brown, but no, it's really, well, really a bear came in first thing, and then when we came back to it, a bear went running across behind him and running across in front of him.
Yeah, well, it's funny too, because like as soon as he was talking, he sees that raccoon, it's like I could almost see that raccoon form, so it's good. Doesn't mean you're sneaky or devious or anything. That just means that you're kind of an explorer in that sense. You like to go into new territory. So raccoons are very, very cunning. They're cunning. They're very intelligent as well too. But they like to explore. They kind of like to, just making sure that they're able to tackle new territory and do what they need to survive, so to speak. They're survivors. Hey, anybody else have anything for Sergey? Any other guides? Maybe.
Yes, Sergey, over your left shoulder, I got a kid kind of popping out, kind of doing like this, like kind of into the camera. Just excited, playfully, just popping up, and so I kind of asked, what are you what are you doing? And I got helping him, or I'm helping him.
Are you able to describe the kid? Is it like a little boy or?
It was a little boy, blonde, short hair, longer than yours, Sergey. Maybe medium, I'd say. And that's really what I got.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I'm tapping into that as well too. I think it's a name you can refer to him as Zack, Z-A-C-K. A little name you can just throw that way. Maybe you can tap into it as well. It feels like an inner child energy, actually. It's kind of what I get the feeling. It's like your inner child is too big to become loose. Autumn, did you have something as well?
Yeah, I pick up an older female who's connected to like nature or the earth. There's just a lot of Gaia energy around her. She helps work with him in grounding. I don't know, I kind of see her with a cloak. She's kind of like a little bit older, a little hunched over kind of thing. But definitely all nature and is kind of the guide there.
Okay, great. Very good. What you can also do is if you're noticing that these spirit guides are around, you can actually ask them for something that they can be identified as well too. Sometimes they may just show you a symbol. Sometimes they may just say a word to you that you can actually get to understand their identity designation, and you can actually send that to Sergey. So Sergey can actually tap into it. That's something that's good as well, because that just gives something that to really relate to. Sometimes a description can be really, really good if you're able to describe a spirit guide. Here's what he looks like, or here's what she looks like. She's wearing like a silver cloak, and she has this emblem on her chest. Well, that emblem may be a very, very good symbol to connect. If by chance you do feel anything like that, that's a good thing, just to be able to lock on to that being's frequency and being able to have a conversation. Hey, anybody else for a second?
Me, I received energy of a feminine Pleiadian energy,
Okay.
and I asked her was her relationship with Sergey, and she answered me that Sergey had really helped them to grow from a different point of view, and she also helped Sergey in different aspects, helping him just by observing him, and she also received a lot of knowledge through that experience. And she's like a quasi-physic woman. She's like a blonde hair too, white dress. I saw that.
Great. Excellent.
Right, thank you.
All right. So thank you very much, Sergey. I hope that's a lot of information for you to look into.
Sure, yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. So if we want one more volunteer who would like to look into their spirit guides a little bit more.
Sure, I'll volunteer.
Okay, great. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and tap into Autumn's energy. And again, just being able to ask that energy if any spirit guides are present. And if you feel anything come through, feel free to share. I'm actually getting a tribe of Indians behind you. It's not only that the Mahakeo, I think his name was before, but it feels like there's a tribe that's behind you as well, too. It's kind of interesting because these tribes are actually linked up to Canada as well, too. I'm actually getting the feeling of something called Lake Cowichan, which is actually pretty close here in BC. It feels like they actually have descendants, energies of tribes that have actually gone to Canada as well, too. But they're kind of in North America all based together. So it feels kind of like a long tribe that has been traveling up and down both countries.
You said Lake what, Brad?
Lake Cowichan. It's actually an area here in BC, British Columbia.
Okay.
Or Cowichan Lake. Cowichan Lake or Lake Cowichan. That's what I was getting. I was getting this tribe feeling. It was like Lake Cowichan. Oh, okay. Very cool. So, yeah, some Canadian history. Very good. So, but yeah, the gentleman who I talked to you about yesterday was his name Mikhail. That's it.
Yeah, Mikhail.
Yeah. He's a very prominent guy with you. He's very, very strong. He's very good at it. Okay, anybody else?
Yes, me. I also feel a collective around you, and I also feel like an energy of an old man from that collective, and that old man is like the bridge between your communication with that collective. So I think it's the same energy that Brad was talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which is interesting too, because Cowichan itself is actually an ingredient.
Yes.
It's funny, when I see him, I often see him at the end of a bridge.
Yeah, that might explain it.
Yes.
There's a lot of activity that happens around that.
Hmm.
Yeah, great. Thank you, David. Anybody else?
At the beginning, I also got a strong Native American energy, kind of standing out to your left behind you, and he was more like a warrior type.
Mhm.
So he I asked, like, what kind of symbol could you get, and I got uh I guess kind of like a stone that's shaped about like that,
Okay.
kind of like a spearhead type of thing.
Mm.
But
Okay.
but and then I got two lines under the eye going in that direction. So maybe that'll help with symbolism too.
Yeah.
Mm. Yes, thank you.
Might go deeper into the tribal experiences as well too. And I'm also sensing that the Arturians are around you as well too. So did Adronis give you a name with one of those guys?
No,
Okay.
but somebody keeps saying Lyle to me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they got you with a DNA strand. That's right.
Yes, I got the symbol. Hmm.
Yeah. And then kind of like this. Like that. That's pretty cool. That's good. So yeah, I like that. Celissa, did you have something to share?
Yeah, you also have a Lyran female. Her name is Rakinia. She is going to be working with you to unfold your gifts a bit more. So it's specific things that she's going to help you do. You're going to work through your frustration and grief of letting go of the relationship as well. And your cat is going to be helped as well with
Thank
her.
you.
Like, I think they're going to work together possibly if she can get him to cooperate.
Well, good luck to her.
There is the symbol coming for him, though. I'll get it for you when it
Okay.
comes to help to like ground it in him, so that he can kind of like yeah, he's a special baby.
Yeah. So, Lissa, you said Lyrian?
Yeah, she's Lyran.
Oh,
Lyran.
Yeah.
A lot of the Lyran energies are very feline. So you'll discover that a lot. Actually, the original human race was actually a feline human hybrid, so to speak. That's how we all began.
I can spell her name. It's,
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put it in the chat there. The chat will for you guys.
Yeah, it's Rakinia. It's simple, nice, and Rakinia.
Rakinia, very nice. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good one. They got such beautiful names, these guys. It's great.
Some of them.
Angelica, Adronis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Was there anybody else that had
I also felt some Indian energy, and what I got, it was a kind of an Indian wagon, like racing through the desert, like with horses, and so I kind of wanted to inquire what it meant. So besides like your connection to that, maybe it was like your past life or something, but you were also kind of rushing through things, and the advice is to settle down and really kind of feel the like now moment, instead of like rushing through like life and trying to like skip, or like instead of like feeling into the situation, try to you should try to feel into the situation rather than race through it. And also I got a symbol of a snake. So yeah, that's what I got.
I saw the wagon trains too when you started talking about the Indian background. I just got the vision of wagon trains and horses running. But in the very beginning, I saw her as an angel. It just came up behind her in a white robe with a little halo, and she just kind of it's like it came up out of her and it was here and then kind of came back down. So I don't know if that was somebody with her or she has that energy or what.
Very good. All right. Well, again, there's a lot for you to explore there as well, too, obviously.
Great. Thanks so much, everybody.
I do feel a very strong connection with a white horse as well, too. Horses especially are very strong in your vibration. Horses, kind of like horses or ponies, almost.
I definitely think horses are my family animal guide. Our last name is Sorrells.
I like a nice white horse as well. I think it's the one that Gandalf rides in Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh, okay.
the Shadowfax one, the beautiful, king of the horses. It feels like that, like a nice, majestic white horse. It feels very strong.
Thank you.
Just like in levity, it's great. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. So again, that's just a little a demonstration about being able to connect with these particular spirit guides. So for those of you who had received information from the spirit guides, feel free just to come back to this recording, and you can recite more information with that and being able to make contact. Okay, very good. All right, guys. So now we'll go ahead and go into demonstration readings. So as we have an equal amount of men and women here today, we're going to go ahead and do a man and woman pairing. Okay. So I'm going to get Anne to team up with Sergey. I'm going to get Autumn to team up with Khalil, and Celissa and David will be working together. So why don't we start firstly with Anne and Sergey. Sergey, I'll get you to go first this time, and then Anne can follow up. So Sergey, whenever you feel ready, by all means, feel free to take it away.
All right, just give me a moment. Okay, so what I got a feeling of shamanic energy, like sound vibrations, more like shamanic type, like drums type, and like vibrations of like medicine, like natural medicine, like plant based, and also I got kind of a. I was trying to like see what it was. It was like a wand and like a magician type. So it was like I asked like what it meant, and the answer I got it was like artistic expression. So then maybe you should like look into that as well. Can be a dance or like something artistic and involves movement. So that's what I got.
Well, actually, that's all pretty profound. It's really amazing because I have done shamanic work. I've trained with Michael Harner's group, the Institute of Shamanic Studies, and I do have a drum to work with that. Also, I have a degree in biology with a lot of botany and have grown medicinal plants. I work with oils and herbs and so forth in the practice that I'm in now, and teach classes on working with essential oils and healing and so forth. And I do have a wand. I stood in line at Disney World for an hour and a half to get one of the wands from Harry Potter's little thing, and I use it. People have actually seen the tip of it glow when we do kind of little magic spells and so forth. And then I was a competitive ballroom dancer for 10 years, and I haven't danced for about 2, really, and I really would love to get back into that. Just it's so freeing and so much fun. So every bit of that was amazingly profound. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Very, very
to
amazing.
Dance with a wand.
Yes, maybe I should dance with a wand.
What I was getting, like you're dancing with a wand.
Uh-huh.
Like a
well, in some of the little ritual things that we do, yes, probably. but I do work with sound frequencies too. I have quite a few that I use with healing, and they work beautifully. So I've been studying that a lot as well.
Okay.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
When I tuned into you, what I got again was that bear. I do think he's one of your power animals, and maybe that comes to me from the shamanic work. You could Google that to see what all that involves. But I don't know where you live, but I see you kind of in a clearing of a forest, and you're sitting by the campfire, doing some kind of meditation or something when this bear is there. And I can't tell if you see him. I think you do. He's real, but yet he's a spirit guide as well. And then I see you going through the woods with him. You're traveling with him. And it really seems like a cool forest environment, but I can't tell what the purpose is for this. I don't know if he's leading you through a wilderness to help you find your way, and you come to different clearings to sit and explore and open up to what's there. Maybe you're working with the Devic Kingdom, nature spirits, that sort of thing. So maybe some shamanism is what you need to look into a little bit as well.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, what I can say, I definitely like forests and the type of forests, like the climate where bears live, like that type of forest, and I like to walk around. Right now, I don't live like in the forest, but it's something that I like the energy of the forest, and I like bears. Yeah, I mean, as animals, so I definitely feel the right energy there. So just need to explore a little bit more the archetype of a bear and see what it means for me.
Okay, great,
So,
good stuff, guys. Thank you so much. Let's
Thank
go ahead
you.
and move on to the second pairing now. Let's move on to Autumn and Khalil. So Autumn, I'll get you to go first, and then Khalil can follow on.
Okay, I actually, I did some tarot for you, Khalil.
Okay.
So the first card I picked for you is that you are emerging, and when I read through what that signifies for you, the thing that stuck out was at one time you may have believed that you had to hide your feelings from others and maybe from yourself, but now you're realizing how vital and attractive expressing your authentic self is. You're powerful, successful, and intelligent, and that true self is becoming really visible to others. So this is your first card, emerging. The second card that I pulled for you was abundance. So a new flow of support's coming to you soon, and you can release any fears about scarcity that you might have had, and so that's your second card, abundance. And then this is your third card. So there's only two reasons to get that card: to either pay attention to your inner child, or children are coming.
Maybe both. Yep.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay, thank you. I think there's a lot of all the cards really made all the sense in the world to me. Trying to remember the order that you said them, but let's
Here,
see.
I'll write them down for you.
Okay, but the children card, obviously that's a little clear with all the Willinese stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one about coming out about hiding the feelings before and then realizing now that it's worth not hiding them was really significant too. Mm-hmm. That's something that's definitely been happening for the past few months, I'd say, and especially with this class, it's even more apparent. So yeah. Definitely that really resonates with me. And then the last part, abundance. So Willany and I have been wondering how we can how we can quit our jobs and do what we want and still live in our reality.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
anyway, yes, that's
It looks like that'll work out. That's going to
okay.
be coming down.
Okay, great.
It feels like the environmental clearing and working together with houses, clearing houses as well too. So, okay, I think I might have some partnerships happening.
So what happened?
Yeah, Melanie was telling me about her interest in looking more into environmental clearing and actually
Great.
with houses as well too, and being able to clear them out as well too. So that's why I say that maybe Sergey and you guys probably work well together, because that's what you guys will want to do. So yeah, that'd be good. All right, very good. Thank you so much, Autumn. So Khalil, when you're ready, feel free to show.
Okay. Gonna So I'm getting to your front left. You have I guess I'd call it a spirit guide explaining to you to play more. Uh, like that's the overwhelming theme coming out right there. Just to play more. Also, let me ask more details about that. Go outside as much as possible. Have fun. I got the image of you skipping and laughing at the same time. So and so that's I guess the idea is to potentially just physically use your energy, be excited, just have fun out there.
Great. Yeah.
Let's see. I can go back and ask more stuff. Let me see what I can do here. Um, I also got you holding hands in a ring of children, maybe like a few other kids, like maybe 3 other kids, and you holding hands in a circle, kind of just going around in a circle and having fun doing it. So that's what I got.
Yeah. I work with 3 specific kids, so I know exactly who they are.
Okay.
Great. So,
Thanks, Khalil.
That makes sense to you.
Yes, definitely.
Great, good stuff. All right, excellent. Thank you, guys. So we're going to move on to our last pairing. We'll move on to David and Celissa. So Celissa, I'll get you to go first for David, and then David, you can follow up. So Celissa, whenever you're ready.
Okay. One of your guides is Palladian, and the name is masculine, but there's also there's a pair that are masculine, feminine. They're sort of like really more in unison, but it's like they fluctuate. So they're not Palladian, they're not Lyran, they're maybe Syrian. But the name Lazaric for the Palladian is much more in the forefront, so I will spell it. We'll work with you to just get you to be stronger in your gifts. You're going to be channeling, but it may not be Lazaric that comes through. It may be those 2 other that are in the background, so they're going to decide perhaps. I can spell Lazaric. Just tried to get the name right. Other than that, your throat and heart chakras are being worked on to open you up much more. So besides the color red, you're getting a lot of green and pink around you as well. And yeah, so but the Lazaric is an important guide.
Yeah.
Worker, much more than like it's really in your face, sort of, or in my face. Yeah.
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 So you can communicate with him. You'll be able to communicate with him.
Yeah, I totally agree
soon.
with that. Because I have a lot of people asking me about the Pleiadians, so I feel that I have a strong connection too. And the strange thing is when you tell me Lazaric, I write it all. It's exactly like you write it before. Yeah,
Cool.
look. I don't know if you can understand my letter, but it's right here. Oh,
That's cool. Okay.
My letter is not. So thank you. I totally agree with that.
Again, synchronicity, but the same transmission. Very good.
Yeah.
Very well. Very good. That's great.
Yeah, I love that. And the fun thing is my reading is similar to mine. Your reading, sorry. So, okay, I'm going to start. I also feel that you are working with a lot of angelic consciousness. They are around you. I know that you are you have a lot of awareness about that, about your guys. So they told me that you are having like opportunities to gain more profound connections and to create new ways to communicate with them, like fun ways. They tell me that one of the ways that you're going to communicate with some of your guides is through music. Let's say they can put a song in the radio for you. They can, yes, kind of that synchronicity. And I feel that you are transcending a moment where you are going to do less to gain more as before. So my recommendation is to be more relaxed. Don't be hard on yourself because you have a lot of capabilities. And now that you already have developed them, you now can do it in a more easy way, and you can obtain more because you are going to be relaxed with yourself. So I really received that, and also my strong sensation is that you are going to receive a lot of message through music and to sound frequency and to sound principle. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It's good.
Very well done, guys. I'm just amazed to see that synchronicity of the name. That's very good. Well done. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for a really wonderful class today. Next week is going to be really exciting as we're going to be diving into the Akashic Records and remote viewing. So I'm going to show you guys remote viewing next week. And again, it's up to you guys if you want to take it or not. I'm not too fond of it, but I mean, there are some elements about remote viewing that is actually pretty good and pretty useful. So we will explore remote viewing a little bit next week. We'll probably also be doing some blind targeting, as I say, or in my way, I'll refer to it as blind subjects. And basically what that will be is just having a folder here, having a reference number, and having something contained within the folder, and you guys will attempt to perceive what is contained inside the folder. So again, this really isn't too much of an importance relating to a priority of psychic development. This is just something a little bit extra. But we're going to be looking into remote perception, which is what I basically refer to it rather than remote viewing, being able to perceive elements within particular subjects, maybe pictures or words, etc., and just being able to tap into that and actually attempting to just go instantaneously in regards to what you're perceiving in that way. It's what the remote viewers call the collective unconscious, and working together in that way with instantaneous perception. So we'll look into that next week, and we'll be looking more into the Akashic Records, and we'll also look into environmental clearing as well too. So those will be what's for next week. So again, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday next week. Be sure to send your hours in, or send in your classes, I should say, the desired classes, and then I can put you down for the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, for whatever schedule fits you guys. Okay?
Didn't you say you weren't coming in Sunday? Didn't you say you weren't coming in Sunday?
Yes, sorry. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday next week. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday next week will be the ones. Saturday I'll be hosting a conference. So thank you for reminding me. I don't keep track of the days of the week. So yes, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday will be the 3 days for next week. So feel free to send in your requests for a scheduled class then. But anyways, thank you again, guys. Have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next week. Take care. Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.